Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of VoltsMonster. Today we have with me Dog.
Hello.
We have Custard.
Hello.
What was your nickname? You
Bovril.
haven't been here for a while.
It was
Bovril.
Bovril.
Oh.
It was beefcake and then it just turned into Bovril.
To Bovril, yeah.
Because I am gravy.
You are gravy, yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what? I went to make gravy last night and the Bovril had disappeared.
I took
And
it.
I said to my wife, "Where is the Bovril?" And she said it was looking all minging and gooey and all the rest of it. I went, "That's Bovril."
Yeah.
They always look like that. They get to the point when they're about half empty. You go to get them, you can't get the lid off. It's really gummy. But anyway, that's slightly on
It's
topic.
just like 2 seconds in and we've already gone on a massive
Yeah.
tangent.
So massive tangent.
The first of many.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here today. Stories we've got today are we've got BMW might have released a new car. Probably in a niche that no one actually needs, knowing BMW, and it's probably ugly as sin. So it basically looks like Benedict's or Virgil's children would look.
I can
So
see
it
it.
basically looks like Virgil's children. You can edit that accordingly. The next thing is that Norway has reached a goal. First time they've scored a goal, obviously. Then we've got a story weirdly about Coventry and being sent there. So if you do get sent there, it may be marginally better or just shit. Then we've got our EV of the week, which has drug dealers jumping up and down a lot. And after that, my particular news story, is about Ferrari's first EV, proper EV, because they've had a few hybrids and shit.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
So that's what we've got coming up. If you like what we do, click the bell, subscribe, ding dong, whatever you want to do. Depending on the platform you're listening on. If it's Spotify, it might be on a podcast. If it's something else, pick your favourite channel and just like us.
Yes.
Some of us are more likeable than others.
Yeah, I agree.
Gravy.
Mm.
Isn't it funny that we've got two people that are named after foods?
Gravy and
Dog.
custard.
Gravy and custard.
No, it's
And
definitely
you
not
both
dog.
cover food with them.
It'd be a horrible combination.
Yeah.
Gravy and custard.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably
I don't know. Salty with the sweet. It might actually work.
Well, whatever turns you on, mate.
Well, we won't get into that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, first story. Who's up?
If it's BMW on there, I can go.
Oh, hang on. It's forgotten my face. There you go. So basically, BMW. Tell us a bit more. But basically, BMW has created a new car.
Yeah. So yeah, they've confirmed an updated iX3 with more range, a new design, and a smaller footprint. It's got up to 500 miles range.
Yeah, but all BMW cars lie about their range dramatically.
Well, that's just how they're trying to get sales in the door, then, aren't they? It's all marketing at the end of the day. But design-wise, off of the point you said just now, I actually think it looks quite nice.
Go on, show us a
Internally, that's what it's looking like. So it does look quite similar to how the other ones are designed, but internally, I think it looks really nice.
picture. It looks like a Tesla inside.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What do you think?
I'm honestly not a fan of minimalistic interiors.
No.
No.
Hang on, he likes Japanese cars, which ironically are like old. You probably don't remember this, right? But back in the day, Currys used to sell. You know who Currys are? So it's a proper shop, unlike Amazon,
Yeah.
right? And they used to sell like hi-fis, and in there was a brand called Iowa, and they were always like silver, matte silver, and there was lots of buttons on,
Yeah.
particularly bass boost. And and that's the funny thing about Japanese cars, they've always had a lot of buttons.
But it's not just that, like old. So, for example, like an old 7 Series, yeah. In the back seats,
But none of the buttons would work.
No.
But the back seats, right? They used to like encompass you. You'd sit down in it, and it would be like sitting in basically a front seat. Whereas now, like the new BMW, like my dad's got a new X5, it's like sitting on a church pew at the back.
No,
It's
no,
like you
but-
spend that much money on a car, and it's still uncomfortable.
Yeah, but BMW are notorious for uncomfortable seats. They're like hard as nails. They're like they've always had hard seats to the point. It's one of the reasons why I've never really ever owned a BMW.
Yeah.
I did own an X6 for a while until it broke down, which was very long after I bought it. And then it broke down again, and then it broke down again, and then it locked me out, so none of the door locks worked. And the finance company, I gave it back to the finance company, and they came round to get it, and the bloke went, have you got the key? And I went, yeah, here you go, here's the key. And he went, I can't get into it. I went,
Brilliant.
But
I went, why do you think you've got it back?
Well, I suppose the one good thing about buying a BMW is you automatically get the right to drive like a cunt. So
yeah,
Well-
yeah, absolutely.
So that's
yeah,
that.
you do. I had one,
pros and
and it was
cons.
brilliant.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was actually a really good car to drive. So
Look, they're not bad
But-
cars to drive. Well, there are exceptions to that. So M3 convertible was always a bad car to drive because it always wobbled an awful lot, like rattled like hell.
That's what I find with BMWs is they're rattly, so they're quite stiff in terms of like the
There's a
seats,
bit of a
there's
movement
slight-
going on there with stiff. So obviously, if you're listening on the podcast, brain dead. Dog is like gesturing up and down with his fist.
Yeah, I'm doing both hands as well, so I'm actually.
You're actually
something
doing
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a
He's
steering wheel.
he's basically
Do
looks
not
like
mistake this for a steering wheel.
Yeah.
he looks
do,
like
do you
he's
do,
just
do you,
fluffing
do you do
someone.
the advanced driving shuffle?
he's ambidextrous.
Oh yeah, no, the shuffle. Yeah. But I find them quite rugged in terms of like there is quite
Is
a
that
lot of
rugged
move.
when you like it like that?
Fuck's sake.
But my best like comparison is that I had a E46 330D Touring that drove like more of a sports car compared to my
You are
Audi.
such a car geek, aren't you?
Compared to my
I
Audi,
have to tell you the precise model.
yeah, but the Audi
It's
just
an
feels really sloppy in
E46. That's
comparison.
the other thing with BMW
It's
drivers.
touring.
They all know the model number by designation as to
Because
what
they've
they...
all had to order parts and type it in so much.
Yeah.
It does make it easier.
Like there's always someone going, oh, it's a D50. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But my argument as a whole is that I don't find
get to
minimalistic
the point.
luxurious. I think like actually having like nice wood trims and like actual being cozy.
You
is
basically want to
luxurious.
jag.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is though like saving weight though, isn't it? A lot of the
Yeah.
minimal stuff
Well-
inside is strip as much weight as you can to.
There's definitely
Compliment
there's
the battery.
definitely a.
I think the outside of it kind of looks samey in comparison to what they've
Yeah.
done before, but
they've got another new grill though.
that's inside of it.
How many new grills have BMW had in 5 years?
Don't know.
I did
Yes.
recently go to a BMW dealer because I wanted to look at a Mini, right? And excuse me for burping. And literally there was about 6 models of BMW in the dealership, and every single one of them looked different.
Yeah.
Like one had a sort of hexagonal grill, another one had like littler grills, then one had like E46 style grills. It was like you went in there and went. That none of them all looked like the same car.
It's funny. It's funny. He took the piss out of me for
I did
knowing
it deliberately.
exactly the model number, and he's just gone. But he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, because it's the classic BMW kidney grill. It's about the only time that BMW made cars that looked attractive.
Yeah.
I imagine in the design room, because every year they come in and they go, people have been ripping the shit out of our grills. We got to change it. So they change it, and then another year comes past,
And they do it again.
and they do it again. And they just have to change it.
Like, because I remember going in and the door handles on BMWs are vomit-inducingly bad. So they've buried them in the door, and they've now got these like squeezy switch things.
Oh.
And they, when you squeeze them, they just feel just feel cheap, and nasty. And when that's on like a 7 series or whatever they call the
Yeah.
electric 7 series,
like
it's
the
like
i7.
£150,000 car. I want it to feel like it's
Yeah, worth
Proper.
the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you described it reminded me of what it would probably be like to have a night with Virgil.
yeah, absolutely sort of. Just wouldn't feel very nice.
Yeah,
Bit
exactly.
low rent.
So we're not liking the BMW then, are we? You're not liking
I
it.
think it fills a gap in the market, and it's like, look, the interior looks nice. I'm sure it's a nice place to be. It's just for me, that's not a car that's expensive. To me, should have buttons. It should be a bit more.
But you talked about buttons, but actually what you were talking about is upholstery.
Yeah, but I feel like it goes hand in hand.
Like the point is
See if I can find more
JLR
pictures of
produces
it.
nicer seats for cars than BMW ever did.
Yeah, though I do find that the brand new Range Rovers are getting a bit minimalistic, and that to me is the opposite of what they should be like.
Yeah, but you're talking about seat comfort, not buttons.
Yeah, but I think but having a screen do everything goes hand in hand with the upholstery choices.
The one thing
from
Land Rover
when
have
they're
done
doing this minimalistic
is
style.
they could have put everything on the screen in my Defender, but they didn't. They put actual knobs for stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not just when you lot are in the car that I have knobs to play with.
I think Land Rover's comfort in their chairs.
I must have missed those journeys. I haven't seen any knobs played with.
In terms of like comfort, Land Rover are pretty up there for me.
Yeah,
The wheel looks a bit differently shaped as well on it for some reason.
I don't like
it's
that.
yeah, but that's that whole. Who invented that? Peugeot. So they basically made it look like a Peugeot. Square wheels.
Yeah.
I like the design of it. The grille, I'm not a fan of, like you said, but
I think
It's
that
probably a
style,
good car.
that design language, I think it's come from the. Is it 3 Series that they've redone now? I think they
that
did a
design
concept
language,
of the 3 Series.
You need to go back in BMW history.
Oh yeah, it's
That
the old
design-
2002.
It is,
But I
or
think I saw
3030 or whatever it was.
a prototype for a new
Or
3 Series that they
6030.
basically brought that back.
interesting with that livery.
Well, that's a spy
That's a
shot,
spy
isn't it?
shot.
Mm.
It's not deliberate.
So we're not fans of it then.
So are we going to like
I
it?
actually prefer those grills.
Which grill are
It
you
looks
pointing
like
at now?
it looks like an Enyaq.
I prefer that grill.
This is what I mean. BMW have as many different grills as they can possibly have.
Yeah, but then you compare it to the one next to it, and it's like
See, pause
bloody
me a second.
Hitler moustache. Yeah, that's right. I said
Wow. We're making this very
it.
political
German
now.
cars. I said it.
Wow.
I want to buy one.
Fuck it
Who
up.
said that?
And white interior for seats. I
Yeah.
don't know about that.
It's really bad if you wear jeans.
I'm sure the
Or if you
car's all
shit
right.
How often do you shit yourself whilst driving?
It's an embarrassingly like. Yeah.
So this is where the design language came from that you currently have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just for reference. So that's where it came from.
I seen one of them.
I
going back
really
in the day.
like them going back to it, and I think if they do it well, it could be really cool because it's almost like a modern take on what is classic. So it's kind of like this retro. It's almost what Hyundai are doing. Hyundai. Are
The only
going for
difference
the
they don't
retro
have is
kind
that
of
in
styling.
this day and age, the grille leaned forward. So the bonnet edge
Mm.
was forward, which is now not allowed to have because it encourages pedestrians to jump under the front of your car.
Rather than skim over the top of it.
Yeah, rather than bounce over the bonnet and
Yeah.
land in the boot lid.
Well, tell pedestrians to not be so stupid.
You can't
Well,
go wrong,
exactly.
wrong with a
Cars
little
on
bit of
back.
10-pin bowling, can you?
Yeah.
Cool. So do we like it or not?
I like it.
I like the direction that if BMW stick with the design language, I'm excited for what a 3 Series or something of similar could be like. So,
Well, that'll never happen. So get used to it. Right. Next story. We're going on to Norway believe something is complete. They've achieved their goal.
Yeah, so the news is, it seems on the face of it quite positive from Norway in terms that they've reached their goal of producing the amount of EVs that they've wanted to produce this year. But what that does also mean is that they're going to be tailoring back the incentives because I think the incentives.
The
Well,
incentives were very good compared to owning an ICE car in Norway, as I recall.
Yeah, so that their incentives were the best in the world, I believe.
But their uptake has been massive.
Yeah.
Like literally everyone in Norway now drives an EV. But they had quite a lot of spare electricity because they have a lot of hydroelectric power. Which so could we, fundamentally, but we just didn't bother. Kia just fucking, and his friends just left it.
Nah, they'd rather spend the money on a digital ID to give money to their mates.
Well, did you see that song I sent you earlier? Did anyone listen to it?
Yeah, I listened to about 45 seconds and then thought I should probably get back to my work.
I just thought it was genius.
I haven't seen it. I saw the bear.
Anyway, so obviously we're bored with your story. So, like most of Norway, it's boring.
I mean, Norway's all right. I can jump into some of the figures, but
Go on then, give us some figures.
Probably bore you a little bit more.
No, give us some figures.
So, if you buy a new EV in Norway and it exceeds $49,600, you pay full VAT on anything over it.
Yeah.
Currently, so that's your cap is 49,500.
Yeah, but that's like that in some ways is like the luxury car road tax that Rachel from accounts brought in, which basically clobbered every single EV driver. Because she defined luxury as being just a mid-sized Kia. Obviously, because they're communist.
Everyone's fighting to bring down the price of their EVs under that threshold.
Carry on.
Now.
But below that number?
So below that number, you don't pay any tax on your EV in Norway. So that's a pretty a large amount of EVs that you won't be paying tax on. Basically anything over $50,000. And as I say, that will gradually be coming down. So the number will start coming down.
So if you live in Norway, buy an EV now.
It's the best time, I think.
Obviously, don't speed either. Because
probably not a good idea.
it is a funny place. Norway and Finland are both very odd places. The only place madder than Norway is Finland. I remember going there, and when you go to a pub, like at 9 a.m. in the morning, there'll be about 30 people shit-faced out of their minds on the bar like this.
Is that not Plymouth?
It's similar to Plymouth. Obviously, Weatherspoons.
Yeah.
Nothing like spoons. Go in there. There's a bloke with no teeth, thing on his head, drinking another pint.
Yeah.
Maybe
Weatherspoons need to invest in their EV infrastructure as well. So all the drink drivers get caught out quite easily.
Cool.
Right, yeah, so I think that wraps up my Norway
Fair enough.
story.
Right. So, EV of the week. We have covered this twice previously. Once was when it was first floated. Second time was when it was at Las Vegas at the first F1, which was 2 years ago. Now they're available to buy and people are reviewing them. And actually the first review I've seen of it is Autocars. And it is the new electric G-Wagon. So, as I said, there'll be drug dealers everywhere wanting to go somewhere quietly.
No. It's not drug dealers. That's for people who have Telegram group chats telling you how to do trading. That's what they're for.
Oh, is that what that's for?
Yeah. That's what G-Wagons are for. Yeah.
I mean, drug dealers like to take advantage of tax, loopholes, don't they? So
yeah. Well, obviously they're in one big tax loophole, aren't they? Obviously, it means they don't have to ride a Suron anymore. They can ride quietly. The other people who might steal this is a certain group of people who steal a lot of farm equipment.
Do you like dogs?
What?
Do you like dogs?
No. I'm not going there. They just thieves of farm equipment might like them because they can sneak up on a farm and then run away quietly.
The question is, will you see an electric G-Wagon at a car boot sale selling tools out of the back?
Probably. The other feature that it has, which they've carried over from the original design, that it has a square rear wheel cover for a round wheel.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, God.
Also, this one that they've done. Obviously, this one that they've done in a colour which they've stolen from Land Rover, which is, I can't remember what the name of the colour is. But anyway, do we like it? It looks just like a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
Spin it round a bit. Yeah, I like it. I don't really like the square tyre cover, though. I'm not a massive fan of that.
But the whole car's square.
Does it not just look like that?
I know, but
Ineos?
It's
looks
designed
Ineos
to look like
Defender.
it was built but with Lego.
You know that Ineos? Is it the
Grenadier.
Ineos? Yeah.
What?
To me, that looks a bit.
Well, the Grenadier stole a load of features from G-Wagon, including the rubber strip down the side, but that's because they wanted it to look like a G-Wagon that had birth to a Defender.
I think it's fine. It still looks like a normal G-Wagon.
It is still a staggering amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I do
So
like,
the one in this review is £136,000.
Yeah.
Pretty
Again,
penny.
it's absolutely perfect for people to rent so that they can stand in front of it and then make an Instagram advert telling you to buy their course on trading.
Probably. Yes.
That is.
but the way that I look at this is it's actually quite nice in terms of it still looks like, you know, an off-roader. It's not like there's not loads of shit that's
In
been thrown
fairness,
at it.
in the original,
add-ons to the side. And,
yeah, but in the original, it looks like a manly off-roader. But
Yeah.
when they first released the images of it, they had funny LEDs on the wheels, and it had like flat wheels, and you know, it looked like a spaceship. Basically, had given birth to a G-Wagon.
Does the inside of it just look like a typical G-Wagon?
Do we know how much it weighs as well?
Probably a lot.
Is it over 2 tons? Do we
Um,
reckon?
Probably, yes. Well, to put it into context, the problem Bentley had originally with the electric Bentley that was coming was when it was fine until anyone sat in it, and then it was overweight.
Wow.
Well, there's a
So
key solution to that.
they
Don't sit in it.
They canned it.
I imagine it'll probably just look like a standard G-Wagon inside. I don't really feel like they would have changed anything.
There isn't any photographs.
Maybe
inside, but
dash is different.
being a G-Wagon, it will be pretty much like every other Mercedes. Mercedes are really good at maintaining their design DNA. But
You would probably like the inside of it then, because I'm pretty sure they've got a few buttons and stuff. A few
Maybe.
fidget toys for you.
it will
Maybe.
have buttons because it is a Mercedes.
Yeah.
There isn't actually a proper grill on that, though, is there?
No, probably not.
It's going to be a sheet of plastic, isn't it?
The windscreen looks like it comes down.
They kept the flat windscreen.
Anyway. Oh, actually, it's worse than that. The actual price, the one that's tested in this test, is 154,870. The paint on that car, do you want to guess how much it was in the one that they had there?
The paint.
The paint.
There's a 20
Like
grand.
an optional extra.
Optional extra paint.
10 grand optional extra.
8 grand.
10 grand, 8 grand,
20 grand.
7.5. Well done, dog.
Hey.
You know how to rip people off as well.
Hey, look, I just paid 8 grand for my paint job.
Well, he has just bought a new car recently.
I was just trying to find the
Interior.
range.
I suppose that they wanted quite a good range out of that one, from what I remember.
It did in the
anticipated.
good and bad thing in this particular review. Now, look, I don't trust AutoCAD to write anything particularly because they're all paid to take adverts. So they, in the bad column, it has 2 bad points. Expensive in comparison to the excellent 6-cylinder diesel one, right? But the second point is hilariously inefficient at times, especially on the motorway.
Brilliant.
So they've kept that theme going throughout the G-Wagon. You know, even if it's electric, we'll just make sure it...
Yeah.
But hold on a
really
minute.
bad.
But does that actually even make sense? Because the electric cars are burdened with range issues compared to a diesel, for example. So surely, if you buy a G-Wagon, if you buy a G-Wagon, right, they get really bad MPG. But you can go, that's fine, I'll just fill it up on your way. An electric car takes longer to charge. So if you're just constantly needing to charge it, it's a bit pointless, isn't it?
The range at touring efficiency is 186 miles. So it isn't actually that good. There are better SUVs. Obviously, it's not helped by its brick-like styling.
No. But that means that you couldn't get to Coventry on a one set of juice.
No.
So you'd have to charge it.
So what I
right,
would have to
overnight. You'd have to then go up the motorway, charge it again, probably Gloucester.
Yeah, get a nice sausage
Then
roll.
you then you
Or you'll-
then
Yeah,
you
hang
then,
on. Yeah,
then
you
you'd
do
go
get
to
a nice sausage roll.
then you go to
a gas
Coventry.
cooked, obviously sausage roll.
Then you go to Coventry, charge it up, say at ZPN, and then come home and you got to recharge it again, probably in Bristol.
The worst thing for me with
That's mad.
in fairness, right? The worst thing for me with EVs, and this is a constant thing, and it's one of the reasons why I still don't personally own one, right? Is that obviously I have another job, and that's 218 miles away. There's still very few EVs that can now make it, and obviously you can all message in and say that I'm wrong, and there's this one and that one and all the rest of it, which there are now. But a year ago, when I had to replace my car, literally the choice was limited, like extremely limited. So you've now got things like Gen 2 Taycan that can do it. There's a couple of Kias and Hyundais that can do it.
BYDs.
But there's the odd BYD, which just didn't exist at the time or weren't available.
That's why I question who that G-Wagon is for if it's electric, because if you
London,
the only
people who
person
live in a city
Yeah, I'd
and
say
want
that.
to drive around and be a knob.
yeah, because
Sorry,
you
just say it out
couldn't
loud.
if you owned it outside of a city, a G-Wagon, right? In theory, somebody who owns multiple businesses or something could have a G-Wagon to, just go about in, because it's inefficient. And,
Yeah, but it's the same
you can
argument.
easily fill it up.
But
right,
there are other cars like Renault 5, new Renault 5. Its range is about the same, but it's a little car. So in the city,
But that is
it
designed
makes-
to go around
it
towns.
It's made to go around town. But Range Rovers are meant to go around town. They're not actually. Most people don't use the number of Range
Well.
Rovers that go off road is very low.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's about comfort. It's
Yeah.
about the reason for driving an SUV in a city is two things, right? And the reason we drive them rather than drive cars like you do is simple. One, it doesn't have a clutch, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to bother your left leg operating a clutch. Then if it's an EV, it doesn't have a clutch either.
Yeah.
The other reason we do it is so that we can sit there in comfort and watch the smelly people walk past us. That is the reason for it. And I know that you're smellier than I am because you drive a car with a clutch, right? Or a bicycle, right? So the whole idea is that so you can actually travel from one side of a city to another and be comfortable, is it not?
It depends how big that city is.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it does, because you might run out of range.
We're not in. No, it was no worse than any other city car. But why do you want in London, right? Covered in potholes. There's Sadiq Khans lying everywhere, right? That you have to drive over at like 10 mile an hour. You're surrounded by like Boris Johnson swerving around on their bikes, fucking overtaking you on both sides of you simultaneously, right?
Yeah.
The last thing you want to be doing.
We're saying the G-Wagon is meant for London, and that's it.
Absolutely. Better visibility.
That is literally it.
More visible to pedestrians, more visible to buses.
And if you live outside London, just get the diesel G-Wagon.
No, buy the V8.
All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Buy G63.
Yeah, because you probably don't care about
Or a
you
Brabus
probably
one.
don't, 'cause you don't care about how much it costs to fill it up. But filling it up doesn't take
If you
very long.
spent, let me just put it to you this way:
I know what you're gonna say.
if you've just spent £156,000 on the car, the last thing you actually think about is what it costs to fill up.
Yeah.
It's the same bill. It's like Mark Zuckerberg. He owns 2 super yachts. Do you think he sits there and goes, "Oh, shall I find a cheaper petrol station?" Like he probably has a tanker that pulls up next to him.
but he would never buy an electric one because he'd never get anywhere, and he'd be like, "Fuck, I've got to wait for this to charge again."
No, what he'd probably do is buy diesel, generate the electricity, and then go in it, so he could greenwash what he's doing.
And then
but-
tell everyone how green he is.
Yeah. Well, actually, talking of someone who recently did that, you know Sadiq Khan? You know the little small man who runs London?
I don't know him personally.
Like he literally comes up to my sort of testicle level. He's a tiny little man,
Yeah.
right? He's a lawyer who basically sued the government over and over and over and over and over and over again to make himself wealthy. But the other thing that Sadiq Khan did, after imposing the ULEZ on London for about emissions of cars, where do you think he went on holiday for his birthday?
Australia.
No. Well,
No.
I don't know where he went, but I know what he went in.
Private jet.
I want to say like Saudi or something.
Was it Plymouth?
No. What did he go on
Oh, what did
for
he
his
go
birthday?
on?
For his birthday holiday.
Some type of private jet
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be
because they
very
burn a lot.
economical, is it?
It's going to be private jet. Or it's going to be like super yacht that burns a stupid amount of fuel.
Yes, so he went on a super yacht that burns 10,000 tons of CO2 every year.
Good effort.
It's good,
You,
isn't
you
it?
know, like the little weasel is such a hypocrite.
Yeah, I mean,
There is not I really couldn't care less. If you really believe in like global warming or whatever, it doesn't really matter, right? What you believe in, right? But don't do things that are contradictory to it.
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, agreed with that.
Being a hypocrite is probably the worst thing you can be. Right? I'd rather you burn fucking coal than be a hypocrite. Because the problem is, as soon as a politician is a hypocrite, you cannot trust them on anything, can you?
Mm.
And you, as a communist, would even agree about that. Because at least communists are idealistic.
Well, yeah, no, I agree on the, if you're going to contradict yourself, that you just make yourself look kind of silly, really, don't you?
Well, he's done that repeatedly, hasn't he?
Amen.
Anyway, so what have we learned from that?
It's a brilliant car if you live in London.
So do we like it?
If I lived in London and I, for some reason, didn't want the V8 version,
Do you
Don't see
like
why
it?
Oh yeah, I like G-Wagon.
Oh.
It's my favourite car. But I'd go for the G63 over that.
Okay.
Yeah, I quite like the idea of an electric G-Wagon. I think if you've got that, you've got kind of fuck you money, don't you? So you could potentially pay for a Zapney.
So if you
to
were
follow
rich,
you
would you
around.
just drive around, chat, and fuck me out of the window?
Well, I do
Or
that
is
anyway,
it fuck
James.
me like that?
No, he's got to say
Yeah.
fuck me to his Telegram group chat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Telegram
Fuck
group.
you. I've got fuck you money, and yes, fuck me.
How's
Double
that-
fuck you.
How does that fit with your communist tendencies?
I don't have any of that.
Oh, have you given those up?
Yeah, I've quit.
Oh, good.
They gave him up for Lent last year. Yeah.
Cool. What are we doing now? Our next story, isn't it? Well, on that note, we're going to a right shithole. Welcome to the BBC.
I think it says maybe later down the bottom, doesn't it? No, it says maybe.
Oh yeah, it does say maybe later. Okay, so I believe this is your story, Custard.
Yes. So essentially, what they're saying is in Coventry, I think there's a. Hold on a minute, let me just get this right before I say something.
To be fair, there's
Yeah,
a few
so
towns that talk.
Essentially, it's a pilot scheme to see electric vehicle charging points in like curbs, lamp posts, and in pavements.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of that? Because I think curbside charging is the one area that hasn't really been like. If you live in terrace housing, an electric car at the minute doesn't really make sense. Because I think an electric car makes sense if you can do a home charger where you've got a driveway. It makes perfect sense. But I think the whole because most people in the UK live in terrace housing and don't have a driveway, like a big proportion.
Yes, statistically.
So once
Is that a fact?
that is actually because I don't know the exact number, but
It's a new
I'm just
segment.
checking.
It's a new segment of facts with custard.
Yeah, I mean we've spoke about lamppost chargers on here before. And
Yeah.
there are definitely some pitfalls which
Yeah.
you've explained and which I kind of
okay.
lean towards
Um,
now.
But yeah, I just thought it was because whoever basically solves curbside charging for the overall, proportion of public, we'll probably be onto a winner because it means that then much more people could get an electric car and not worry about having to spend a lot of money charging it at McDonald's.
I did think about issuing a press release about this at ZPN. And the press release I was thinking of doing is because we at ZPN could do curbside charging,
Yeah.
but we would do it properly. The problem with curbside charging, do you know what it is?
No.
Go on.
And particularly example of that is lamppost charging. Do you know why it's bad?
No.
Well, so years ago, lampposts used to be 3-phase, and then they decommissioned them all and made them all single phase, and that's why you now have LED lampposts, right? So there is actually relatively little power going to every lamppost. And they also made all the cables quite a lot smaller. So to get decent charging out of a lamppost is actually really difficult. So what you basically get if you plug into a lamppost charger is typically not any better than a home charger. It's usually like a granny charger because there isn't enough power. The second part to this is, and it's the thing that they've got there, which like fears me with dread, right? It's when you get to go to put your charging stick into the ground like Trojan do. So what Trojan do is they have a socket in the ground and then you have a handle which goes onto it, right? And it's sort of an adapter. Is basically has a giant dog turd on it.
Yeah.
Now there is one of these that comes up out of the ground, and I've actually seen a photograph with a turd sitting on the top of it. And dogs piss on them and all the rest of it, and also the vagrants piss on them, and it's kind of one of those things that you get relatively slow charging. The other problem with all curb or all residential charging like this, which is publicly available, one of the problems with it is the haves and the have-nots of it. Because one of the problems you end up with is you end up with trip hazards all over the pavement because people can't always park directly next to where the charger is. So then it creates another problem of are you going to stop people parking an ice cart in a space that's got one of those? So your only alternative is to put one in for every possible space.
Yeah, because I guess with terraced housing as well, is that the road as a whole, it might be permit parking, so only people on that road can park there. But you know, your neighbours might have friends over that park in front of your house, and then you've got to park somewhere else. But if you've paid for your charger, you then can't use it.
Well, generally it's done when the council put them in. But the other thing with them is the utilisation of them is terrible.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's rapid charging and other stuff, and cars' ranges are getting better, the utilisation, so the business case for doing this isn't very strong. So almost all of the companies who fit slow charging are in trouble. No one will admit it. It's like the industry elephant in the room. And first evidence of that is that Podpoint were recently bailed out by EDF, who are one of their main shareholders. You know, it's very difficult to make money doing it. And the reason for that is because the charging is slow and you can only charge so much for it. So the margin you charge per kilowatt is really, really low.
Yeah.
And then you can only pump so much energy. So in this picture that we've got here, the Trojan one, and funny enough, I like Trojan's tech. I like the way they've done it. It's just slow charging isn't really
it's a hard sell.
It is a hard sell. But the part of the problem here with it is that if you think about it, if you buy energy at 20p, the maximum you can sell that energy for at a slow rate.
Yeah.
Well, there are some people in London charging 40p or for lamppost chargers, right? The problem you then get is you've got 20p. Out of that has got to come VAT, right?
Yeah.
So your 20p has basically become 15 or 16p that per kilowatt. Then you've got the cost of the transaction. Then you've got the cost of the maintenance. Just consider this. If you run a call centre, first line of call centre, to deal with problems when someone goes up and it won't work, you need to have an absolute basic. You need 3 people working full time every day of the year, 365 days a year. That quick, though, if let's say you're paying them 25 grand each a year, well, that's 75 grand but then you probably need 6 people because of holidays and all the other stuff. So that's £150,000 a year just for those people. Plus, then you've got an office, you've got all the things, telephone calls, yada, 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 yada. So that cost quickly becomes £500,000 for 3 people, right? So your £500,000 is then divided by the number of people that are calling up. And let's say your call rate per charger is 3 or 4 times that. You end up with by the time you get payment. So like today, we've had AWS down, haven't we? Right? Affected everyone. Let's say it's on AWS. You might have got that many phone calls that you've just now pissed off every single one of your customers because none of your chargers work.
Yeah.
So it's sort of the business model of it doesn't make a great deal of sense because the utilization of it by time is terrible.
Yeah. But then what does somebody do then? If they say they've lived in the same terrace house for, I don't know, 10 years, they lived on the same street, it's permit only parking.
This is part of the problem.
And half the people on that street have ICE cars and half of them have electric. Because is it a council job or is it
this is a council? No. This ends
like,
up being provided by council. So you
right,
end
which
up
is, I guess, is why we're seeing what Coventry are doing.
Yeah,
that's a council.
But you get this sort of haves and have-nots thing. So if you've got a driveway, you have to choose which one you use. If you don't have a driveway, you're getting it subsidised. Is that fair on the other people?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
there's a technical reason why these are all slow chargers, which is every appliance you attach to a connection is essentially a division of the available grid.
Yeah.
And this is why ZPN could provide rapid charging at all of those facilities.
So in theory, you could almost have a ZPN substation in a neighborhood, and then that would be able to go so everyone could charge their electric cars at night.
So what we would basically do is we would use our battery tech to buffer the grid connection and then give people the maximum speed they could have. So maybe what you could do is you could actually do a 50 kilowatt version of that with the same grid supply. But no one is talking about that because they're all obsessed with a simple appliance, like think of it. The easiest way for me to explain this to anyone, and I've said this over and over and over again to plenty of people I've met, is you just think of an EV charger like a kettle or a heater in your house, electric heater. So if you have a 2-bar fire in your house, it uses 2 kilowatts of electricity. A granny charger is using 3 kilowatts of electricity. And an EV charger, like what they call fast, which we call slow chargers, uses between 5 and 7 kilowatts. So that's the equivalent of having like 5 or more single bar electric fires going in your house.
Yeah.
So you have to have that energy available. So if everyone uses it, and that's what stops it.
ZPN substations in every neighborhood then.
Absolutely.
That's genuinely the
ZPN
solution,
are the
right?
only people that actually have the technology to fix this and actually make them more usable. If they were charged quicker, utilization would be better. Energy utilization would be better.
I know it would make it better as well.
Get onto Coventry Council then. Be part of the pilot program.
Well, Coventry Council ignore us despite knowing we exist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You could put a retractable head as well on the end of it, couldn't you?
You could. It does become a bit more complicated if you do that. I don't disagree with the way that they're talking about doing it, but I think there's easier, better ways of doing it.
Right, yeah. Fair
I
enough.
think Camden Council have said that they're going to test out like 500 of the lamppost chargers as well. So you'll probably see them popping up in Camden.
What we do know is the lamppost chargers that are used in Islington, I believe they're in Islington, are really poorly utilised.
So what do we think of him then?
I think it's a good concept, ruined by the realities of how energy works.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
So as I said, we've solved it. You just need a ZPN substation in a neighbourhood.
Yeah. I think
genuinely, and then connect them up.
Adding to your point, I remember you highlighted it a couple episodes ago when we were talking about these. It's like if you have an electric vehicle charging point outside your house, and you normally park there,
Mm.
and then your neighbour's got an EV and he starts parking outside, I'd be like,
It
I
has
would-
got.
that would
There's
really
been all
annoy me.
sorts of. There's been like charger wars in Oxford where this happened,
Gee.
and they're on their third or fourth version of the same thing.
Wow.
Because people were kicking off and all that. So
Fair enough. ZPN substations. Let's go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next? EV car of the week, I believe. We covered everyone.
have we covered your story?
We've done.
Well,
Is
oh
this
yeah,
your
we don't
story?
even got. So this
Yeah.
is my story.
Okay.
So sorry. So now we have my story, which I've kind of picked it up because it is relatively revolutionary, although it's at very low volumes, and that's basically the new Elettrica or whatever it is from
Ferrari.
So basically what they've done is they've got a very whiz-bang website.
Which I think is just going to annoy people that want to actually just quickly get some information.
It is
Yeah.
an experience, isn't it?
It's lovely.
It's
It
very
is- don't get me wrong,
experiential.
It is
You have
lovely.
to give up control camera, and I'm afraid with this website, you have to just. Let
So
it
you
go.
have to
submit.
sweep through it.
Yeah, you have to submit to the website.
Basically, it explains pretty much how a EV works on a Ferrari, and it's beautifully done.
Oh
Yeah.
And that's actually as much of the story. I don't think anyone has put so much information into how something is constructed. But there are some interesting statistics. Top speed, 310 kilometers an hour, which is what, 260, 270 mile an hour. 530 kilometers of range, whether that is 320 miles of range. 0 to 60 mile an hour, 2.5 seconds.
Nice.
No real pictures of it.
Yeah,
I have
do
seen
we have
pictures of
any
it.
photos of it?
No, but there are pictures online of what people think it will look like.
It'll probably look quite nice. I can imagine. They're not going to design something ugly as fuck, are they?
Basically, that
Yeah, it's nice. It's like the 4x4. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's alright.
look, it is what it is. I just think the website experience is
It's
beautiful.
wicked.
It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah, it's
nicely
wicked.
done, and I think it will be a bit of a weapon.
Mm.
And they'll do it. Ferrari will do it properly
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. Yeah.
because they'll be judged in a way that other car manufacturers don't get judged.
But does it have buttons for custard?
Who knows?
We'll have to find out for you.
There's no pictures of the inside. That's just from Top Gear. I just had a quick look. But there you go. Do we like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Yeah, you
We like it?
can't really say you don't like something Ferrari, can you?
I think that's a win all round.
Well, it's
we love a
it's-
Ferrari.
I think anybody who does live in the middle of London and they go, I just
But it's got
want
decent
a
range.
Ferrari.
It's 1,000 brake horsepower with 300 miles of range.
Yeah. Why not?
There's not much to dislike about that.
No.
Yeah, I'll put it on my Christmas list.
So
Yeah.
you should.
Yeah.
So where are we now? Oh, EV of the week. EV
joke
joke
of the
week.
week.
So we have EV joke of the week, which I didn't print
Oh,
out.
I can't wait for
My
this to be
printer's
about
dead.
Rachel Reeves.
She's gonna get it. Gonna get it.
Or Keir Starmer or Sadiq Khan.
We should take guesses.
Ooh. What are you saying?
No, I think it'll be more layered than that this time round.
You got high hopes. I'll go Rachel
Yeah,
Reeves. What are you
You
going
think
for?
it's gonna be like a lasagna?
Along with lasagna. No, this week, Prince Andrew.
Hey.
Oh, topical.
Yeah, I like Andrew jokes.
So, are we ready
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm
for
ready.
EV joke of the week?
I've braced myself.
There is two again. I don't know why he gave me two more. Prince Andrew says he's going green. He's bought an electric car. It still won't sweat though. Not for the planet, not for anything. Thing is, when he charges it, it's not with electricity. He just plugs it in with royal entitlement and denial.
See, you got my hopes up, I think, with the Andrew, but I don't know if it quite hit as hard as some of the previous ones we've had.
No, but we've then got a small bloke from London, Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan's under fire for ULEZ zones again. Probably it will just be a stealth tax. But to be fair, it's hard to take climate advice from a man who sounds like a discontinued model of Nissan. Is the new Sadiq fully electric but only works in zone 2 and bursts into flame near Essex?
That one went bad.
Yeah, I mean,
It was better than the Andrew one.
Yeah.
Better than the Andrew one.
Yeah.
Look, it's
Felt
a bit
that-
monologue-y. that
felt
one,
like the
yeah.
Andrew one needed to be more on the mark. Like
Yeah,
more,
look, I didn't have much
more
time to do it.
dicey. You know,
I don't know what I prefer.
Like-
A night stuck in having to listen to the jokes, or a night of passion with Virgil.
Dear God.
I'd probably go for the jokes.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll take the joke.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, draw the short straw there, mate. You got to spend the night with Virgil.
I was just dissociating when I heard that I had to spend the night with Virgil.
That's what he likes.
What, as opposed to going home and going, Raquel!
We're going to have to cut that out, aren't we?
Right. So that's us.
I think
So
that
we're
is-
there.
Yeah.
That rounds it out.
We've rounded it up.
The
So
climax.
what have we learnt today? We've learnt today
We have single-handedly fixed curbside charging.
curbside charging is fixed.
Yes. I think that's the head.
G-Wagons,
Brilliant if you live in London.
brilliant if you live in London and you hate other people.
Mm.
And if you
BMW?
no.
BMW
Yeah.
are just as ugly as ever.
There you go.
Confused design language.
Yeah.
But if they have the same brand language, like you were saying, then it could be quite nice
But they
the
won't.
way they turn out. So,
So you're just confusing things.
well, there we go. You're confused.
And
Consider yourself.
Ferrari might make
Yeah.
something cool, but we don't know yet because it's not out.
yeah.
But the website looks good.
Yeah, but the website,
Immaculate.
they've made a lot of effort on the website.
They do that on all of their pages, though, on their website, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but they're the thing with Ferrari is their social media is terrible.
Oh, yeah. It's boosted.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they'll turn around Ferrari this is and go, we spent so much money on the website, which we don't actually have an EV anymore because we've spent all the money.
I do wonder how much they've invested into that page.
Mm.
Oh, it will have been a lot of money. They've
Yeah.
taken a lot of time on it. But anyway, they've done a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what we've learned.
Yeah.
And on that note,
Yeah, I like that.
And on that note,
say bye from Gravy.
Goodbye.
Say bye from Custard.
bye-bye.
Say bye from Dog.
Goodbye from Dog.
And it's bye from me. Remember, like, subscribe, follow us. It's important.